Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Just give me a second. Welcome to my live. I'm usually live as often as I can, most likely between 2 to 3 times weekly. My name is Ejama and I help immigrant professionals in the UK use AI to get hired. As strange as that may sound, that is the era that we are in. And this is because of a lot of reasons I'm going to be telling you. But let me even start by saying that many immigrant professionals, and I'm not just going to be speaking to immigrant professionals, but many people in the UK, many young people in the UK. I don't know if you've seen this documentary done by BBC, like where young adults are expressing their frustration in the UK job market. Some people claim to have applied for over 500 jobs and they've not gotten any feedback. Some people say that they've given up on the job market. And you'll be asking yourself, is it that there are no jobs? Is it that there are no jobs? Well, let me shock you. There are jobs. There are enough job for the number of people who are applying for. But the thing is, most of these companies, they are looking for the best of the best. And there's something called an applicant tracking system. You see that software, it has been designed to ease the work of hiring managers. It helps them to sieve CVs before it gets to them. So many of the applications that people are doing, now I'm speaking to both immigrant professionals and even those who are fully based here in the UK, who are residents in the UK, who are citizens in the UK and they're looking for jobs, who are young graduates and they're looking for jobs. The way this software has been designed is in a way that if certain criteria you don't meet it in your CV, right? That software is going to fish your CV out. You will not get any feedback at all. You will not get any response at all. You will not get even an acknowledgement email. Is that bad? Ordinary acknowledgement, and you will not get it because it has not gotten to the desk of the person who is doing the recruitment or the team, right? If you are coming from like country like Nigeria or Ghana, whatever country you are, you know that whenever you do a job application, you are going to get a feedback like this has been received. We'll keep in touch, that kind of thing. But the way the UK job market is designed is that once your CV does not even cross that style, does not cross that applicant tracking system, right? Once it does not cross that software, you will not get any feedback. It will be total silence, like you don't exist. No acknowledgement from the hiring manager, no sign of, okay, sorry, unfortunately, you did not progress to the. Let me shock you. If you get and unfortunately you did not progress to the next stage, it means that you did a good job even trying to write your CV to pass or break through that software. But if you've applied countlessly, let's say you applied for over 45 jobs and you got only like two unfortunately, it means that 43 applications that you did never crossed that software. It never crossed the applicant tracking software. So it's funny because you are going to learn how. I'll show you how you can personalize AI. And I'm going to work with Claude, which is like my best AI tool. I will show you how you can personalize your Claude, right? To be like you, to sound like you, to write like you, to understand your style, to understand your goal, to you don't have to start from the scratch every time you're trying to apply for a job. All you need to do is copy that link, paste it, and it's going to do the rest of the job for you. People use Claude like, let me say 10%, 10%. Meanwhile, it can do even more than that. So that's what I'm going to be showing you. And I can confidently say that what I'm showing you, I don't think there's any other person that has done what I'm going to show you tonight. And if there's any other person, please let me put the person's name here and I'll go and check that person out. What I'm showing you, it's my knowledge. I spent months to test it, to build it, because I was once in that situation, right? And when I found this secret, I decided that I could not keep it to myself because there are thousands of young people graduating every day. There are thousands of immigrant professionals coming from different countries that don't know that the UK job market it's specifically designed in a way that the CV you have, your language could be a barrier. The CV you have, your format could be a barrier. The CV you have, even the title of the title, your job summary could be a barrier. That's why you're not getting past that first stage. And now let me tell you something that if you're able to implement what I'm showing you tonight and gain access to the resource I'm going to provide at the end of the life, if you're able to use it and you get an interview, that is a success for me. And I've tested it over and over again with many of my clients. They got to the interview stage. Now, if you get to the interview stage, the tool I am sharing with you will also prepare you so well for the interview stage that whenever you are there, like for somebody who is nervous like me, I can be very nervous when I am in front of panelists. But when I'm speaking normally or teaching, because I'm naturally a teacher, when I'm speaking naturally, I tend to like I'm free. But when it comes to like being in front of an interview panel, I can be very nervous. So I try to prepare. It's just my nature to always prepare. If I don't prepare, I feel like I'm a failure. And usually I don't even get it because I don't prepare. So some people are very spontaneous when they get to interviews. Like my husband, there is no interview that he goes to that he doesn't get the job. I mean, I'm not trying to brag, but he's so spontaneous. And there are people like that they only need, all they need is to get to the interview stage, right? So people like me, I need to prepare. Now I've trained my AI, I've trained Claude to be my interviewer, and it asks me specific questions. If I give it a response, it will tell me that this response is not good for that, is not the response you should give. It will ask me specific things about me to understand me better. And the more I give it that information, the more I train it to know more about my personality. And I don't have to always introduce myself to it again because it knows me. It's like my AI twin, or it's like I'm cloning myself in Claude, right? Like I clone myself. You watch how content creators talk about AI avatar, AI twin. I'm sure some of you have experimented it. It's like you telling it to be you, to sound like you. Why do you think softwares like Epidemic and the rest have options for you to clone your voice? Because many content creators want their twins, their AI twin and the rest to sound like them. So what I'm going to show you tonight is how you can set up Claude, right? And you can also do this on ChatGPT, right? How you can set it up as your personal job search assistant. And if you want the complete step by step guide I use with my coaching clients, you're going to get it at the end of the day. And anyone who stays with me till the end of this live, which is roughly around 1 hour 30 minutes, because of how detailed I am, my life is really that long. If you stay with me to the end of this live, you're going to get a special discount to access that prompt, right? And please, if you're in the live, I always ask that you comment, you keep the comments coming. Sometimes like I occasionally say, please put the one in the comments. It's because I want this live to be very interactive. TikTok has a tendency of 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 just abruptly cutting me on my life, if and if you say it because it is inactive, right? So wherever you're joining me from, you can just start by even telling me where you're joining me from. Are you in the UK? Are you in Canada or US, or which other country are you joining me from? Please put a comment there. And then if you're in within UK, you can just state where you are also joining me from. So if I tell you to also put a one for me in the comments, it's because I just want the conversations to come in. And also, don't forget to double tap your screen every time I make a point that it sits down here, it enters your head, right? Double tap your screen for me. I just want to see the lights going. Let's see if we can be able to get up to um 5k likes. I'm not being so ambitious, but I know I can get up to 5k likes, right? Likes. So once again, thank you so much for joining my live. My name is Ijama. I help immigrant professionals in the UK to get their dream jobs, and I'm going to be showing you how to set up the how to set up or customize your cloud, how to make it your personal job search assistant. Okay, again, don't forget to drop the comment for me if you're here, and I would like to know where you're joining me from. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you Claude, right? Most of you are familiar with the interface, but I'm still going to explain, especially for those who are not so familiar with them. I met somebody who has been working for so many years, and if I ask them about this too, they're like, God, it's so stressful to learn, and it is not really stressful to learn. So let me just share my screen right now. Let me see. Let me see. Just 1 second. All right. And I'm going to take this one out somewhere. All right. So this is my screen. I'll move it a little bit to this side. Apologies for what you're singing. Here. Yep, this is my screen. Yes, so let me see, and just to be sure that everyone, yes, so this is what Claude looks like. Now this is it. Just give me a second to put this in order, to put my house in order. I want to be sure that it is showing the way it should be showing. Yes, let me know if you can see my screen clearly. Let me know if you can see the screen clear. Just put a yes for me in the comments. Yeah, this is my own style of trying to make you guys comment for me. I don't want to see who is going to make the first comment for me here. So if you can see my screen, please let me know. Let me know if you can see my screen. I want to see who's going to put the first comment for me here. I'm sure you can see my screen, right? I'm sure you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, let me know. So this is Claude, right? This is what Claude looks like. This is what Claude looked like. I'm sure most of you have seen it. Some people are best friends with ChatGPT. I am not best friend with GPT. I only use it for like when I don't want it to think too much for me, I'll just put it there. But I work with Claude for everything I do. Claude is like my go-to. And you would never guess that anything I do or I write or I say was drafted or developed by Claude, because it knows my story, it knows my voice. I've trained it to work as I want it to, okay? All right. So for those of you who are just joining, once again, you're welcome to my live. I am Ijoma and I help immigrant professionals in the UK use AI to get hired. And tonight I'm going to show you how I'm going to demonstrate live on screen how to turn Claude into your personal job assistant, job search assistant. Stick around. This is the thing I wish everybody has shown me right from the beginning when I first arrived UK and I started looking for a job. So let's go into it. So this place, right, if you click it, I'm using MacBook, but basically it always appears this way if you're using a laptop. If you're using a phone, you would most likely have to click by the side, I think, also to enlarge it. But this is just the sidebar that brings down all of these, right? And I always use this particular Claude because it's my free plan, my free. This is not the upgraded one. I use the pro version. This is the free version I use, right? So new chat is where all your conversations happen, just like the way you open a regular chat GPT and you just put a new chat. You just have something that you want to clarify from Claude, you want it to give you an idea or something. New chat is what you use for that, and you just write whatever you want to do. And once you write, when you use this particular box, right, this feature, it means that it's just a general conversation, right? It's just like how you go to the middle of Times Square, for example, and just scream, "Hello, my name is Ijoma." Everybody hears you, but nobody really knows you, right? That's how this chat is. It's just like general conversations you have with Claude, right? And this chat also, this particular feature is for you to like view all your previous conversations. Let's say, for example, this place becomes filled up. Let me see if you can see what I'm doing with my screen. Exactly. So let's say, for example, this recent activity is so long that you can't even find what you're looking for. Just come here and search the particular chat you're looking for, and all your previous chat that concerns your keyword here will pop up. Now project, which is like my favorite aspect of this live, and which is like my best tool, is like my executive assistant, to be very honest. Project is where the magic happens, guys. It is where the magic happens, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it before we end this live. An artifact, it's where you can build things that you envision in your head. It's so beautiful what you can do with Claude. And I have something I'm currently developing that I'm going to show everybody once it is done. It's interesting how Claude and AI generally have empowered people, or have given people the platform to visualize their dreams, to make it a reality, right? And they can be able to share this dream to the world. Initially, you have to think about drawing it on a vision board, which you can also do with the AI right now, but you have to like do it manually. You have to look for people you can talk to. But now you have somebody who assists you, who knows it all, I would say, that gives you the best advice that you can get. That is how this powerful this tool is. And this year you can just customize your Claude, everything, teach it new skills, everything. So what if I will just encourage you, if you have this particular if you've not used Claude before, just download it and see how it works. Now, um I'm going to be demonstrating with the CV of, let me just be sure that you're here on the live. If you're here on the live, just give me a heart. Duke, good evening. Thank you for joining. As always, you're the first person to comment. Thank you. If you're here, just put a like for me. Don't forget to double tap your screen. Give me a like if you like what you are seeing, right? And occasionally, like I said, I will tell you to put a one for me in the chat, because I need the chat to keep to be active. Okay, so right now I'm going to tell you about this particular side called projects. Now you can see there's already one project here, right, in this folder, and it was from our last live. Like I said, I used to use ChatGPT to demonstrate this live because I thought that a lot of people use GPT more. But then I realized that it's best for me to use the tool I use frequently and all the time, because even GPT, the free version, had a lot of limitations for me, I would say. I mean, you can always use it. Even if you have my prompt, if you use my prompt, you will get exactly what you want. The only thing is that if you use GBT in places where Claude would likely develop a HTML for you, or an MD file for you, or even a PDF or whatever thing that is downloadable, with GBT you have to copy it and paste it, and you know that stress of doing all of that thing. I don't have that time, so I like everything to just be automated for me, right? So this was the last last thing we did. I was able to demonstrate how you can how to start the conversation of even knowing the right prompts to use, or knowing how to now search for jobs. Like, I'm talking too much, so let's start it. Let's create a folder. Once you click this folder, you come to new project. Right here you click new project, right? And I'm going to click it, and I will name it my dream job 2. Anything you can write it, or I can just write my big girl job, right? Okay, so I want to get, and anything, you can write anything here. This does not affect whatever it is that goes on in this particular project, right? I want to be able to get my dream job in the UK. Just something like that. That's the goal of this particular project, for you to get your dream job in the UK. So it's my big girl job folder, right? Now, there's this feature here if you can see my screen. Let me be sure also. Perfect. So there's this feature here, right? Files. Add instructions to tailor Claude's responses. This is what we need to control everything that happens here. Now, see something. There's a new chat here, which I said is the general chat. You go to the center of the square, market square, and you scream. Everybody looks at you like, what's wrong with this one? Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. Nobody knows you. It's just there, right? But you see this particular one, it's when you step into an office and you say, hello, my name is Ijema, and I teach people how they can turn ChatGPT or Claude into their job search assistant. I'm going to show you how to do this. You will see everybody will listen to me, because they know this is my purpose. This is my goal. Now, that is what this particular chat is. And every time you step into this room, everybody and everything that is in this particular folder knows why you are here. And they will only know why you're here because of your master character, your master instruction prompt. This is what we need to control everything here. This place is so powerful that you can literally think of anything in the world. Claude is going to help you get the best of the best, and you will see that dream to become a reality. Now, that's how I discovered my own self. In the midst of searching for jobs endlessly, looking for what to do, I was just playing with the tool. And let me show you, I didn't even read or see anything anywhere. I was just playing with the tool. I'm sure that there are a lot of resources on how you can do this, but I was playing with the tool and I discovered it myself. And I said, I am not going to keep it myself. I want to make it easier for others who have not even thought about what Claude can do for them. And they have this tool on their phones and on their laptops, and they are looking for jobs. I'm going to help you get that job. And I'm telling you that it's a promise. Now, This instruction is what we're going to use to work, and this is where we're going to upload all the files that Claude develops for us. Whatever it is that is very useful for us, it's going to be here, right? It's going to be here. So before we start using this particular file, we need to get our master character, master instruction prompts. I'm sorry if I keep saying master character prompt, instruction prompt. And what I usually do is that I will come here to the new chat, like just here, to be able to generate that instruction prompt. Yeah. So let me see if you're here, right? Put a 1 for me in the comment if you are still with me here. Okay, put a 1 for me in the comment if you're still here. Just want to see a 1 here in the comment if you're still here with me. Okay. Now, while I wait for the ones to come in, let me just say that the breakthrough I discovered was that instead of treating AI like my own tool, like a tool, I pick it up, I put it down, I treated it like my career partner that knows everything I am completely, and I don't have to explain myself to it over and over again. If I want a social media post, it creates it for me. And the good thing about it is that you can use this same format to develop for your brand, your brand, your businesses, whatever it is that you are doing. Okay, if you're here, put a 1 for me in the comments, drop a like for me as well. All right, so let's continue, guys. Let's continue. Let us continue now. Because you are desperate for work and you really want to understand why you are not getting called, right? We're going to come here and do something. I always do it I freestyle so that you will know the process of how we're able to arrive at the master character prompt. But when you get my prompt guide, you will see everything step by step. It guides you on what you need to do. You don't have to start thinking about it in your head. All you need to do is put the right prompt at the right places and you will get exactly what you want. Okay? Now, you're going to put here that my name is Amara and I am a program manager with 7 years experience. I recently moved to the UK and it's been nearly 8 months without a job. I have applied for so many roles and don't even get feedback at all, right? I'm just giving a very common scenario where you don't even get feedback at all. And I say this all the time, that when you're conversing with Claude or any AI tool that you use, you always need to talk to it as if it is your friend, your confidant, as if it's your personal assistant. They need to know you. They need to know how you feel. They need to know how frustrated you are. It needs to be able to relate with you because it kind of have that personality. And when you do this more often, it will understand who you are generally. It can always reference some of the issues, that problems that both of you solved initially, right? So so that's what we're going to be to do here. Okay, so if you want even more context in this very main prompt, you can even decide to add your complete work history, every role that you've done, your responsibility, going back and forth. In fact, I'm going to just apply I will share my CV with you, right? So instead of me to write it out, I'm going to share a CV with it, right? Let me continue the prompt I'm writing. And I want your honest review. Don't filter anything out. Why am I not getting a job in the UK? Okay, and now I'm going to look for the CV and I'm going to upload that CV here. And then let us see what it's gonna say. All right. So, good. What is developing? Let me see if you're here. Come on, guys. Come on. I know some of you are watching me right now. I can see the number of people that are viewing this live. give me a one in the comment, guys. Put a one in the comment. And if you don't want to put a one in the comment, put a like for me to know that let TikTok know that something important is going on here. Okay, put a one for me in the comment if you're here, or just double tap your screen and give me some likes. Okay, TikTok needs to know that there's an activity going on here, right? Okay, let me see the likes coming. Put the ones for me in the comments, guys. Put the ones for me in the comments. Okay, now this is what Claude came out with this first prompt. Don't forget that what we are trying to do is to generate our master instruction prompt, which is going to control everything in that folder, right? So it says, I can see you, Amara. First of all, Amara, 8 months is genuinely hard and the frustration of silence is exhausting. You have real substantial experience. The problem isn't you, it's how your CV is presenting you to the UK market. Let me be completely honest. Now, I'm going to show you what Amara's CV looks like. And there are a lot of people whose CV look like this. Let me look for that CV and I'll bring it up to the screen. Let me see. Let me see. Let me look for that CV somewhere. That's the thing. Yes. So this is Amara Johnson's CV. Let me see what you can see. Yes. So this is her CV. And she has her Nigerian, and this is a sample of what most of my clients' CV looks like, right? It's a sample. It shows you that the formatting or the format in which our CVs are written from our home countries. I mean, literally any kind of CV can fly. In Nigeria, especially because we understand that a lot of people don't know exactly which format can go. And I'm talking because I'm a Nigerian, but there are many other countries where people the recruiters are more interested in what you can bring than really what you see in the CV, and they get to determine that after they've interviewed you. But in the UK, your CV alone is one of the issues that can strike you out, right? So I was able to use that CV for one of my clients to just draft one that we're going to use for this example. So I don't want to put people's personal information online. Now, this is what she has done. She's a hardworking and dedicated program manager with over 9 years of experience in NGO space and in Nigeria and Ghana, seeking an opportunity to work in a reputable organization in the UK. And what has she done? Look at her work experience. She works with Women's Empowerment Initiative as a senior program manager. These are the achievements, I would say. And she worked with Action Aid Ghana as a program officer from this date to this date. So what she did, these are education. She has a master's in international development and a BSc in sociology. These are her skills, and this is available upon request, right? This is a sample of what her CV looks like. It has everything here that you can see, so that you will know where I am coming from. Now let's go back to how ChatGPT, to how Claude, I keep saying GPT, I don't know why, to how Claude analyzed that CV. And it says that this is the core problem. This CV is being rejected because a human reads it. Before a human reads it, sorry. Most UK employers, especially charities, INGOs, public sector, use applicant tracking systems, a software that scans CV before any recruiter sees them. Your CV is built as an HTML table layout, which ATS software cannot read properly. It likely appears as garbled nonsense or a blank document. So this alone could be why you're just getting absolute silence from the recruiters, right? Every issue, and you remember I said you should be brutally honest with analyzing my CV, that particular CV I uploaded. It says this is critical. Your entire CV is formatted in tables. That's one issue that's mentioned. Personal information shouldn't be there at all because of legal issues. The UK government has a lot of legal rules and regulations that if companies go and start looking at some of these personal data, they could be at legal risks. So they don't even want your information like that. They don't want your date of birth. They don't want your nationality. Yeah, they don't want your nationality. They don't want whether you're married or not. They don't want any of that. They just want your name. And even in some cases, they even say they want anonymous CV. They only want your email. They don't want to know what your name is because it has gone to that level where every company is trying to protect their back. So the next thing is your objective statement is working against you. It says, I am hardworking and dedicated, fast learner, able to work under pressure. Every single candidate says it. It also centers what you want, not what you are offering, okay? And this particular CV, I used to be very guilty of how my CV used to look like this. My CV used to look like this until I realized that it was the wrong way I was writing my CV. Right? And I'm sure that there are many people whose CV look like Amara's CV. You've listed duties, not achievements. This is the biggest career limiting issue in the CV content itself. Every bullet reads like a job description. You said you are responsible for managing and coordinating all program activities. What kind of program activities were you responsible for and coordinating? It was not stated in that CV, right? She needs to put that kind of program activities and what the impact of those activities were at the end of the day. Okay, and look at what they want. They want to know how much funding you manage. What did your M&E find that changed the program? Did your team hit targets, improve delivery rate, all of that, right? And you see the language here, it says responsible for and in charge of language. I always say that there are three things make your CVs don't pass that ATS stage. The language that you use, the title on your CV, and also the format. And these are the issues that have also been reviewed or analyzed by Claude in this particular assessment that we are doing, this particular demo that we are having now, right? So what to do next? Rebuild in a clean Word or Google Doc, no tables, blah, 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 blah. Rewrite your profile around your ING expertise and donor, blah, blah, blah. So, and then it asked me this question: would you like me to rebuild this CV properly for the UK market? I can write it from scratch with the right structure and language. Yes. The good thing I like about Claude is that it will give you this stuff. If it's ChatGPT, you have to start copying and pasting. It doesn't make it downloadable. I might be wrong, because I used the free plan to test all of it. I didn't have any reason to pay for the pro version, but I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments, okay? If you're still here with me, put a 1 for me in the comment, all right? Put a 1 for me in the comment if you were here with me. Let me see a 1 for in the comments and give me some likes if you're here as well. All right. So, what's your UK phone number, or should I leave it a placeholder like? Yes, I'm going to put it like this. How large were the budget? You can see it's already asking me some specific questions, right? And these are very important because you know why I'm doing this. I want it to understand where I'm coming from, so that when I want it to now develop my master instruction prompt, it knows exactly what I want it to develop. Okay, so now, how large is the budget you manage at WE? And this is important for UK employers. I'm going to put over 1 million because she was a senior programs manager. What format do you want the formal CV in? HTML view in browser, Word document. Even if it's HTML, we can still download it. So we're just going to put it this way. I'll just click it, right? And let's see what it's going to build for us. So again, if you're here and you're just joining my live, my name is Ijoma and I teach immigrant professionals how to turn, and not just immigrant professionals, honestly, I teach everyone who is searching for a job in the UK how to turn Claude into their own personal job search assistant. If you stick around to the end of this live, you're going to get my full prompt, and there's a special discount I give for everyone who joins my live to the end. Okay, I'm going to show you what you can do with Claude, because many people don't know the capability of what Claude can do. They just treat it as garbage in, garbage out. You're applying for a job, and you drop a job link for Claude and you tell it to give you a cover letter. Because there's no context to the prompt you're giving Claude, it will give you a cover letter that is generic. It means when I say generic, I mean 1,000 people will have exactly the same cover letter that you're having. And this is because of the prompt you gave it. It doesn't know you. It doesn't know what your achievements are. It has no knowledge about you. So it will give you a generic and forgettable cover letter that won't even get past the 8 years. Even if it does, they will forget you easily because they've seen 1,000 copies like that. But what we are doing is that you're going to get a result that nobody will suspect that it was written by AI, because it wasn't really written by AI, because everything in it, the style of writing, the achievement, the success stories, the examples, were your stories. And what we are doing is to help you train your Claude so that it will prompt you to bring out those specific details that will make your application one of the best, right? And that is a very important skill that many people are missing out right now, which is why unemployment in the UK is constantly on the increase, because people don't understand how to get past that system. Okay, now This is the CV that it gave us. Very, very nice. Let me see if you can see my screen. Yeah, perfect. So this is the CV that we currently have, and you can see how well detailed everything came out, right? Senior program manager with over 9 years of experience in the international development and NGO sector across. I'm just going to leave it for 1 second or 2 seconds so you can scan it and see how everything came in. If your CV looks like this, put a 1 for me in the comment. If your CV looks like this, right, put a 1 for me in the comments. All right, guys. If your CV look like this, I want to see a 1 for you in the comment. Let me see. Let me see. So you can see how Claude has been able to break this for me, right? So we're going to move on to the next part, which is very important. We're going to move on to the next part, and I'm going to ask it now, right? So what it did was just to rebuild my CV. And if you get my prompt, this is one of the foundational stages that you need to go through, because this CV that it has developed for me, I am going to download it, right? I'm going to download it and save it, because it will be one of the sourced files or documents in our big girl folder, so that anything that comes, any role that comes, any link I drop, it is going to rate it against my CV and tell me if or not I should apply for the job, if or not I shouldn't apply for the job. Right? That is a very important thing. So this CV that we just did, this CV rebuild that we did, is the basic step that we need to do. If not, we'll keep getting everything right. Okay, so now, please, if you're here, put a 1 for me in the comment, okay? Put a 1 for me in the comment if you're watching it. Some of you are just watching from your FYP. You don't want to click to join the live. Click to join the live and put a 1 for me in the comment if you're watching me right now. I know some people are watching me on their FYP. You don't want to click to join the live. Click to join the live. Put a 1 for me to the comments. I want to know that you are following me on what I am doing, okay? And it's also a way of letting TikTok know that this place, there's an activity going on. It's not just me speaking to myself, okay? All right, so now let's move on to the next stage, okay? TBT has said that one thing to do before sending, swap the phone placeholder for your UK, blah, 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 blah. Would you like to help them a cover letter for the... No, we don't want a cover letter. We're going to move on to the next thing. Now, based on your analysis of my CV, I want you to... Okay, now I don't want to do... You are a top recruiter in the UK. In fact, the best of the best. You have helped multi-billion-dollar firms hire the best talents across the globe. Based on your analysis of my CV, I want you to honestly tell me the following. And I'm going to paste something here. Just part of what you will find in my guide, okay? What I'm going to paste is part of what you will find in my guide. And this is just to save us stress and time on this particular live, okay? We're going to just ask it some specific things. You are going to ask it different kinds of things, such as your strengths, your weaknesses, why you're not getting the job role, and all of that. So just like this, let me paste it here. So what are my 5 core professional strengths? Not job titles, actual skills and capabilities I have demonstrated repeatedly across my career. What transferable skills do I have that are valuable in the UK job market, even if they were developed in a different country or context? Are you seeing how the prompts are sounding, right? Because these are very important. You think that it is your experience and your skills. Now, let me shock you. There are so many people like Amara who were senior program managers in their countries, who were directors in their countries, and then they came to the UK and they are going for jobs that are three times lower than what they are worth. Because, number one, they said that you need to have a UK experience before you can get jobs here. Or number two, because you have tried consistently to look for the job that suits your experience and you haven't gotten there, just be like, okay, let me go for a lower job. Even the lower job roles are hard to get because of this. Is so we're essentially going back to the fundamental issue that we're trying to address, that your CV has been designed in an international format. The language is international. You will call yourself a project officer in Nigeria, but in the UK you could be a program manager. It could be that title. Now, these are the issues that are making you not to get that job because of the title on your CV, your job summaries, your format, your language, everything just disqualifies you from the software before it ever gets to a hiring manager. Okay? And that is why we are having this live. I'm showing you practical steps on how you can be able to, you know, take it out of your life, will I say. You're never going to experience this once you're able to follow these steps correctly. Okay, so I want you to honestly tell me this, even if they were developed in a different country or context, what types of roles should I genuinely be targeting based on my experience? Give me specific jobs role that exist in the UK, NGO, public sector, or private sector market, right? Let me see what other thing I'm gonna add, right? Again, I want your honest assessments, right? um Okay, we're going to now send this again. Don't forget, we are still in the process of training of getting our master instruction prompt. Okay, and the reason why I do this, especially for those who don't even know how best to prompt their Claude, right? You have it, but you don't usually use it. You don't use it to pick your brain, right? It's important for you to, we're training this particular system so that it will get used to our style of writing, of thinking, and everything. And this stage is very important because there's this recent upgrade that Claude did, right, where it can it can take conversation from a, let's say for example you had multiple chats here. There is a chat bar. You have multiple chats here. Previously, this chat says this way. It cannot think about what you have conversed here. It doesn't think about what you've conversed here. But the new upgrade that Claude has is that even from this our first chat with Claude, it can reference some of the things you've chatted here with this into this particular part because it's beginning to understand you very good. And that's why most times, if you notice, a lot of brands and those and AI coaches like me, we always don't even do most of this stuff we do in our main chat or our main Claude entirely, not even in the project, but Claude entirely. We always do it in incognito because it has a way of also tampering with some of the project or thinking that's already going on here, right? But this is my free plan. I don't use it for most of my work, so I'm okay with it just picking. I'm just trying to tell you that by you constantly chatting and interacting with this tool, it gets the best of you. Okay, again, if you're here in my life, give me a one, okay? Give me a one if you're on this live. Thank you so much for the gifts that are being sent. Give me a one. Like the live, okay? Put a like for me. Just put a like for me if you're here because I want TikTok to know that something is going on here. I don't want it to end my life, to interrupt it because it, thank you Muj, because it thinks that there is no activity going here. So if you're watching this live right now, please put me a like, okay, and put a one for me in the chat. All right, so let's go back to what we were doing. This is where we are. Okay, let me see. So again, let's go back here. Let me give you a genuinely honest assessment. No flattering, no hedging. Your 3 to call 5 professional strengths. Donor relationship management at international level. That is what you haven't just worked near USA and DFID. You've been the person accountable to them, writing reports, managing compliance, handling correspondence directly. That is a special skill. Most program managers in the UK have only ever worked with one major donor. You've worked with 2 or the most demanding ones in the world simultaneously. Now, I don't mean to be proud, but one of the things I think about a lot of immigrant professionals, right, is that we come from especially those who have worked with civil society organizations or charity organizations, we are made to do so much, right? We are writing reports, we are writing the communication, we are doing the communications, brainstorming, we are working, doing, creating and developing budgets for these organizations. Like, you can list so many things that you've done, especially if you come from the space I came from and you understand what I'm talking about. We do so much in that role that we have. We don't realize that by the time we are coming to the UK, we are, I wouldn't say we are jack of all trade and master in none. No, we are masters in all of these skills. So it's so hard for us to find where to tailor our skills. In fact, one of the major challenges I had experienced was now knowing where my core strength lied. Because I was so good in advocacy, I was so good with communications, I was so good in data analysis. I did all of that in my past life, and I did not know where exactly, what role exactly would suit me. And perhaps that was why I couldn't even know what kind of jobs to apply for. I was probably targeting the job roles, right? And that is one of the analysis that Claude has given Amara, that she's targeting the roles that maybe are not her core strength. And this is her number one core strength, that she is good at donor relationship management at international level. Her other core strength is managing complexity at scale, and then monitoring, evaluation, accountability, and learning, cross-cultural program delivery in complex environments. Because she has worked in Nigeria and Ghana, it means that she has a sense of what the West African ecosystem looks like when it comes to like working with this kind of partners, right? And then she's also good at proposal writing and fundraising. So, and these skills are transferable from these roles and skills that Claude mentioned. These are the things that she can transfer here: budget management, stakeholder across power levels, report writing for non-specialist audiences, systems thinking, managing under resource teams in high pressure environments. And the roles that she should be targeting are program manager, managerial role, grants managerial roles, meal manager, country program advisor, and she is strong fit for program development manager. This is what it's called here in the UK: partnership manager, contract manager, social impact manager. So when we're going to search for the role that suits this our client, right, we're going to pick any of this role and put it on the job site, so that we'll find jobs in this line, and then we'll put it on our project folder that we have created. Then we're going to see what it's going to do for us, right? Now, worth exploring, less obvious but real: commissioning manager, fund manager. So other things that she could do. And my honest part, the honest part you didn't ask for but need to hear: your experience is genuinely strong. The gap isn't your capability, it's positioning and targeting. And that is why I am doing this live with us this night, to tell you that it is not about your experience, it is not about your skills. You have everything that the job requires, right? It is just about positioning, it's just about strategy, and it's just about learning how to align your CV to meet what the recruiters want. It's learning how to break through that ATS software that prevent your CV from even getting past, getting to the decks of a real human, right? That is why I'm having this demo with you, and you can see that by the time you engage with Claude to this level, it will be giving you brutal, honest responses. It will give you response to the point that it will tell you, I cannot proceed until you give me this particular response. It's how, and that is the kind of conversation you can have with a friend. If your friend is upset with you, be like, I'm not going to speak to you until you tell me what exactly I've done wrong. And you have to tell the person what they've done wrong before that relationship can be settled, right? Before you can fix it. That is how you're going to train your Claude to do. Your job search assistant, it will give you the best of the best honest answers. So now, with all of this that we have done, I believe that we've not been able to let it understand what we want to do. Now, this is what we're going to do. Now, this is what the master instruction prompt will look like. Now, based on everything we have done, who I am, my new CV, I'm just writing randomly, right? And your role as a top recruiter. I want to create a folder on Claude called my big girl job. This folder will be essential in helping me find my dream job. I want a master instruction prompt, and I'll list certain things that I want in that prompt. But when I send it, Claude is going to even refine it to give me even more detailed functions of that folder. When I drop any job link, I want you to give me a verdict of whether to apply for it or not. If I am a strong fit, tailor my CV, cover letter, and other supporting documents as requested in the job description to present me as the best candidate, as well as scale ATS. I also want, like, I'm just freestyling, right? I'm coming from a place of, because I've worked on this over and over again, I know what I'm prompting in. Now imagine you have no idea of what I'm doing. You will definitely need to get a guide that will put you through all of this, right? Before any cover letter or requested document is generated, ask me critical questions about me, like my work, my achievements, success, impact. What else, guys? What else? Like, everything that would make my submission stronger. Don't give me generic responses. It must be real and must be based on my story. Let me put it that way. I don't want it to sound like AI, for instance, or even long dashes. I don't want that at all. I hate seeing that. Long dashes. Ask me very important questions on aspects of the application I should focus on, or where you think my strongest what's the word, my strongest skill shows. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So I'm just writing. Again, you are the best. You are the best of the best recruiter. You are the best of the best recruiter. Right. If you're still with me on this live, come on, guys, put a 1 for me in the comments, okay? Put a one for me if you're still here on the live, right? Put a one for me in the comment. What we're doing is to develop a master instruction prompt, which we're going to use here in running our big girl job folder. This is what we're trying to do to create this way. And there's even, as I came here now, I remember that we need to also mention that we're going to upload our CV, whatever it is that we need for, let me come back here, back to our chat, come back to our chat, right? Come back to our chat. Yeah. I will upload my CV in the project folder, my CV and other important files in the project folder, right? Okay, let's see. Right, let's see. So now we've developed this. You can see where we're coming from the beginning chat. We can see we introduced ourselves and we told Claude about our frustration, and it's because we wanted you to give us an honest review. Why am I not getting the job, right? And this is one of the major issues that this particular client came with me for. And her major challenges was that the table layout, personal information, like so many issues that Claude was able to look at on her CV that we all did together, right? And now it went ahead to give us a new CV. It rebuilt our CV so that it can be able to scale through the applicant tracking system, which is one of the bottlenecks that many job seekers face in the UK. You applied countless jobs, you don't get a feedback at all. Like I always say, that silence is the worst treatment. It makes you feel like you don't exist. It makes you question your worth. And this silent treatment has made so many people who are in top roles go for jobs that are three times lesser than what they qualify for. It makes them to think that you need to work in the UK first before you can get an experience. So they kind of just even move to something else, right? And because of that, many people remain unemployed. And what I'm showing you guys, and I've said it from the beginning, I don't think there's any other person who has been able to crack this code. And I'm showing you so that you will try it on yourself. If you get an interview, tell me, because that alone is a huge success for me. And I'm not saying you should tell me because I want you to tell me. I want you to contribute to letting other people know that the biggest challenge that is stopping them from getting job interviews, it's essentially boils down to the very basic thing, which is their CVs. If you get past the CV, then we're going to get past the interview stage, right? So let's put this prompt here and see what it's gonna give us. Okay, let me see who is here. Give me some comments, guys. If you're still with me on this live, come on. Give me some comments. I'm not speaking to myself. I know people are watching me. Some are watching me on their FYP, and some are just like they have been there listening to what I'm saying. Give me a comment give me one, drop a one for me in the comments. Give me some likes, okay? Like I said, TikTok has the tendency of taking me off my life because it thinks that there is no activity going on. So please say hi in the chat, okay? Say hi. I can see so many people here. Portia Day is here. Warrior is here, and so what is here. Ada Obodo Ibo is here. Kole is here. Or Kole, is it Kole or Cole? If you're here, put a one for me in the comment, okay? Put a one for me in the comment. Don't just be watching. Put a one for me in the comment. Let TikTok know that something good is going on here. Also, please like the video, like the live. It also helps in making the algorithm know that I'm doing something very impactful here. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so there we go, guys. There we go. Let's read the prompt. And I like to read it. You can, if you notice my style of teaching, and I always say I'm a teacher because I try to be as detailed as I can be. I try to make sure that at any point, if you don't understand anything, you should always call my attention. I'm not that type that easily forgets where I was. I really keep track of where I was like interrupted. Okay, so if you see me stopping and telling you ask me questions, because that is how my nature is. I started teaching right from when I was 15 years old. I was a Sunday school teacher. I When I got to university, I used to have like take groups and teach them on certain topics that were hard for them. I've always been a teacher. So if you see me going slowly and reading things, it's because I want to also understand even what I'm telling you. And I want you to understand what I'm showing you. Okay. If you're here in the live, okay, you're watching me, I see the numbers are not dropping, they're even increasing. Please give me a like. Please drop a one for me in the comment. Okay. Now let's see what Claude gave us, right? Let's see. And he calls this my big girl job master character prompt. Save this in your Claude project folder alongside your CV. Okay. Now I'm going to read it, not because I feel like reading everything, but because I want you to see how rich and detailed this prompt is. Right? And you can also see it on your screen. Now, let me say something here. If you're the kind of person that is on social media, you know that there's like a lot of AI content now, AI videos, AI podcasts, and all of that. You will always see if you see a good AI video, it attracts you to want to watch till the end because it's so real. Nobody would have guessed it's AI. In fact, some people will be in the comments and be asking, "Is this AI?" Because the way the producer of that AI, right, has been able to script and prompt it, you will not guess one instant that it is AI. So what am I saying? That at the end of the day, your prompt is the basic ingredients you need. It's like the salt in your food. It's the basic thing. If you get the prompt right, everything will be perfect. It's not the one that you will see somebody is cooking food and then the next thing you know she's flying in the air. The next thing you know the chicken is jumping and screaming like a goat. Everything is crazy, right? And then there's another person who will do the same type of video and everything will be consistent. The character will be consistent, the voice will be consistent, the skin texture, the facial expression will be consistent because they've studied and learned how to break that code. They learn how to hack that code. So it's the same thing we are doing here, right? If you are able to generate the perfect master instruction prompt, I can bet you that any other thing you build on will be as good as you doing it because really you are the one doing it. Now look at how we've spent just an hour trying to do this. You will see how long it will take us now to finish the rest of the job. This is the foundation. Now, once we get this right, showing you how to get a job, showing you how to do an interview, showing you how to rebuild your CV, any other thing you want will be easy because you've been able to get this foundation right. Right? So it is very, very important. Welcome, Victoria. My big girl job instruction, master instruction prompt. Now, it says, my name is Amara Johnson. I am a senior program manager with over 9 years experience in the international development and NGO sector, working across Nigeria and Ghana. I have recently relocated to the UK and hold a skilled worker visa. I am actively seeking senior roles in the UK, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now, hi, Victoria. Hi, welcome. So my core strength, donor relationship, managing multi-billion dollar program portfolio. So you see how it's listing it. My CV and supporting documents are uploaded in this project folder. So that, and this is in the prompt because everything will always be referenced here. It will always be referenced here. What to do when I drop a job link or description. Step 1, read and analyze. Before anything else, read the full job description carefully. Extract the job title, the sector, the seniority level, the key requirements, any specific donor technical or sectoral knowledge required, the tone and culture signals in how the job is written, right? Give me a verdict. Tell me one of the following. Strong fit. My experience closely matches the requirements. I should apply and invest full effort. Good fit with gaps. I meet most requirements, blah, blah, blah. Stretch role. I do not meet enough of the requirement for a realistic short right round. So not a fit. This like saying, no, don't even bother to apply. Do not give me a vague, you could be a good fit, right? That kind of response. Tell me exactly which part of my experience match which part of the job description and where the risk is. Right? Now, imagine you don't even read through the job description, or you probably just read it on Charity Job. You read like the major call, the job description and everything, but you've not even gone to even research all the company and everything. You will see that the prompt will even get to that level. right? Before you write anything, ask me questions. This is critical. Do not generate a CV, cover letter, or any document until you have asked me targeted questions first. The questions must be specific to this role and this application. They should pull out, again, let's read it now. Achievement and outcome from my experience that are directly relevant to this specific job. Numbers, data, or result I have not yet told you. Budget figures, beneficiary numbers, percentage improvement, team sizes, timelines, etc. Stories and examples that would answer the likely interview or competency questions this employer will ask. Anything in a job description that I need to address directly and would need my real experience to do properly. Are you guys seeing what the power of this prompt? Anything you think is my strongest angle for this specific role that I should lead with. Very important, because some of us write cover letters that we don't even, okay, in fact, and I am sure that everyone does this. You have like one cover letter that you just kind of change the summary to meet the new job description. You don't even change anything. You just change the summary to, and you feel like, if it's my job, it's going to be my job. God will do it. If it's for me, it's for me. It's not going to be for you. This is UK. This is UK. It's not going to be like that. You need to, okay, now there's something called keywords, right? What we were told previously is that if you see a job that comes out, like the job description, try as much as possible to avoid putting some of the words that are in that call for application. But now we're seeing now that those keywords in the job description are very important in your CV, because it's part of the things that the ATS look out for. It is part of the thing that they look out for. Now, you'll be surprised that some job description will be literally what will be in your CV. It's because that is how it has been programmed. And people don't know this hack. They don't know this secret. They are just applying for jobs, and don't get any feedback at all. No feedback. You apply for more than 50 jobs in the space of 3 months and you don't get any feedback at all. It's so frustrating. Many people are packing their bags, going back home because they think that they cannot get any job here. You know your worth. You see people who have not even done anything like you have done, getting jobs here. You be like, is it that this place I'm not meant to be here? Is it that God has not blessed me or has not called me or ordained me to be here in the first place? They are going back home. I know somebody who spent 3 years seeking for a job in the UK. She didn't get a job and she went back home. If she knows what I'm showing you now, I'm telling you that she would have gotten the job that she wants. Because some people, all they need is to get to the interview stage. If they get to that interview stage, they will get that job. They know it. Like I said earlier, that some people are very nervous when they're in the interview stage, right? And if you get my prompt guide, you will see the prompts that you will use to prepare yourself for interviews. I belong to that category. I usually get nervous when it is his interview. So I try my best to rehearse. And it has always been inside of me. When I was in school, if I don't study my book before an exam or a test, I know I will fail. It's how I am. I am not cramming things. I was a very dedicated student, but I always go back to refresh my book. And what I used to do then is that whenever I go back home after the day's work, I wake up at night and I read through what I've been taught in class and just read extra things. Because if I pile them up, I may forget them. Another thing is that if I'm going to have exam tomorrow, I started reading a long time ago because I need to be ready from every kind of angle the questions come up from. And that was when we did not know anything like AI. Now, students of nowadays, I don't even know how they use AI. But even if they are using AI, you can see that if you're going to be using this particular tool, we've spent just 1 hour drafting a master instruction prompt, because you need to feed it with the right information. And how will you know the right information if you've not done a lot of studying and research? Like me, I've spent so much amount learning courses about AI to the point that you can see me just writing it from my head, because I've invested so much in myself to be able to know how to develop these prompts, right? So don't treat it like you're garbage in and garbage out. It can do far more than you think. And it's also because of the prompt you are giving it. Now, that is why I am having this live demo with you, to see the extent to which you can use your GPT or your Claude to give you what you want, right? So I don't want to deviate and start talking. Like I said, I used to be a teacher in my past life, and I don't want to speak too much, but let's continue. Now, thank you so much for the gift. Ask me between 5 and 10 focus questions. If you don't want it to be 5 or 10 focus questions, you can reduce the number, right? Not generic questions, not tell me about yourself questions. Questions like, the role requires experience in managing FCDO funded programs. Have you worked directly with FCDO, or was your DFID experience under an earlier funding structure? What was the value of that? Guys, Are you seeing the content of these prompts? Now, if you are a pro or if you claim to be good in that your job, right? If these questions are coming up for you, you can answer them easily because you did the work yourself. So if there's a job link that you've shared for Claude and it asks you questions that will help you or will help you develop the right prompts for you or develop your best cover letter, if it asks you questions like this, you know exactly what you write because you did the job. So are you going to tell me that AI did the cover letter for you? It did not write the cover letter for you. It brought out specific questions that ordinarily you would not have thought of if you were just writing a cover letter from your head, right? You would think you're giving it the best, but maybe that's not what the job requires, the job role you're applying for requires. AI will help you bring out those particular things, those particular features you need to be able to scale through. And then there are people who all they need is they just want to get to the interview stage. Once they are in that interview stage, no hiring manager will refuse them because they are very, very good, right? Because they are very, very good. No hiring manager will refuse them. Like I said, my husband, if he enters any interview room, he gets the job. I don't know how he does it. And then there's me that will, oh, I will do my best, guys. I will do my best. But when I'm be questioning if I even did the best thing. I think some of us are not even just designed to do interviews. And I think it's basically because of how I grew up, how I got into the working space. I just like finished school, I got a good degree, and I was just called by an organization to work with them, and it's just inside of me. If you call me to talk about what I do, you can see me teaching easily, right? But once I get into the interview stage, it's all this courage and boldness you're seeing just disappears. I don't know if there's somebody like me, but guess what? The prompt that you're going to get tonight, it's going to prepare you for the interview stage. Right? You will train it. AI will prepare you. Claude is going to prepare you. You will be answering questions. You'll be thinking about you. Oh God, it will prompt you to think about any kind of questions that they could ask you, right? Like you're having that interview there and then, right? And the way it's going to be is like you'll be writing it too. Some of you don't have power to be writing in the comments. You will use your audio volume there and you will respond to it like you're speaking to a real interviewer. That's how powerful my prompts are. Right? Again, like I said, I've not seen anyone who is breaking this detail like what I'm doing. And that's why I want you to get your job. Okay. Again, if you are here, put a hi for me in the comments, put a one, give me a like. God, I've not even gotten one single like. Jeez, I just realized it. Put a like for me. I'm not going to go for it until I see like. Somebody should just give me one like. Just one like. I will stop here and I will just pause here. I need just one like. I've not seen one like. Jeez, I didn't even realize that. You spent nearly over an hour with me here and no a single like, and you're enjoying what I'm giving you. You're finding value in it. Come on, guys. That's not a good way to encourage me. Okay? Put a one for me in the comments or give me a like. If you're watching this from your FYP, click and join and give me that like, okay? Give me that like. It shows that you're with me, that you understand what I'm saying, right? And that what they always say that teachers, when they teach and they ask questions, do you understand? Nobody answers them. It's either two things, that they either understand you completely or they don't understand you at all. I don't want to think the latter is my case right now. So again, give me a one, okay? Give me a like, whatever it is. Give me a hi. Drop a one for me in the comment. I just need to know that somebody is here watching. Don't watch from your FYP. Join in. Just tap and join. I mean, I need to see you here. Give me a one. Give me a like before I move on. Okay, I just need to see that. Because come on, guys, you've been here with me for 1 hour. The numbers did not drop at all, and nobody has given me even one like. Nah, 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 nah. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. If you're just joining me, I am Ijoma, and I teach or I help immigrant professionals and recent graduates, right, secure their dream job in the UK using AI. I teach you how you can turn Claude or GBT, if that is your favorite tool, to become your personal job search assistant. It will help you scale through the applicant tracking system. It will help you assess and rebuild your CV to suit the UK job market It will help you prepare for an interview when you get called for the interview. I don't want to say if, but when you get called for that interview. And it will help you beyond what I am teaching you. Other aspect of your life, when you understand how these things work, you will be able to train it to do exactly the job that you want it to do. All right. Nobody has given me a like here. That's sad. But I will continue. I see everybody is watching me. Well, nobody is giving me a like. Numbers are not dropping. That's not good. Okay, let's go on. Let's see, where are we? Still on the master character prompt. Again, I read it because I want you to understand, to see how powerful the prompts are, and also because I want to be sure that we get the perfect prompt before we move on to the next stage. Now, using my uploaded CV and my answers to your questions, produce a tailored version of my CV for this specific role. Lead with the am I showing you guys my screen? I want to be sure that you can see my screen. It looks like I'm not. Okay, yeah, you can. Perfect. Lead with the skills and experience most relevant to this job description. Mirror the language in the job description where it reflects real experience and I have. Do not invent things. Very important. Don't give me generic answers. I don't want it. And honestly, those things they're just, oh god, they're just for amateurs. Strengthening bullet points with specific numbers and outcomes I have given you. Ensure it will pass the ATS for this specific role by reflecting the key terms and phrases used in the job description. Keep it clean. ATS readable. No tables, no graphics. Maximum 2 pages. Do not make me sound like everyone else. My West Africa experience at international level is a differentiator. Frame it that way. Then write the cover letter supporting statement. Again, giving it a lot of rules, no AI sounding phrases, nothing like I am passionate about, I am likely motivated individual, I would be an ass. Nah, these are not from professionals. No generic opening lines like open with something specific and compelling about me. Every claim must be backed by a real example from my experience. If it is a competency-based answer, use the star format, but write it as a flowing prose, not as labeled sections. You see, I didn't even mention this, but you can see that it is even bringing this out in the prompt. Cover letters should be 3 to 4 short paragraphs, not long, not padded. If they ask for a supporting statement with specific questions or word count, address each question separately and stay within the word document, right? And this part, you can also add that if they ask for specific questions, I'm going to share the questions with you, or you don't even need to add it, but maybe when you're chatting with you can say that it requires me to answer specific questions and I'm going to share them with you. You just chat with it like the way you would chat with somebody, with your friend or your colleague, right? So final stage is 6, and it say final checklist before I submit is the CV tailored to the specific role at the key terms, blah, 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 blah. Now, tone and approach always. You are acting as a best UK recruiter in the world. You see this line? You see this thing? Yeah? It's a game changer. This is a game changer. Why do I say so? If, for example, you are a content creator and you want your content to blow, in the sense that, like me, if I'm creating content, I'm targeting the end goal. I'm seeing it from a business angle, how I can convert my clients, my audience into like my clients, into my customers, right? You would want it to think like, and I'm giving as reference to a content creator, you want to think like the best content creator or content strategy we have today in our generation. And if you Google the best top content creators we have, I can bet you that the number one you're going to see is Mr. Beast. You're going to see Mr. Beast there. You're going to see something Alec, or I don't know, Emoxi. I keep forgetting to go and check his name out, but there's someone like that who is also very good. So many top creators. It's going to think like those people. And when it is bringing you the master instruction prompt, it's going to come from that capacity. Now, people don't understand this trick when they're using AI. They just use it and just let it to think generically. It doesn't work that way, right? So you have placed senior talent in the world's top organizations. You know what hiring managers actually look for. You know what ATS systems flag. You know what gets a CV binned in the first 10 seconds. But Be honest with me, even when it is uncomfortable. Do not flatter me. Do not soften things to so much that I miss the real feedback. If something in my application is weak, tell me and tell me how to fix it. But also, you know my story. You know I have real substantive experience that is genuinely competitive for the right roles. Help me present that clearly, confidently, and without underselling it. Every application we do together should feel like it was written by a senior professional who knows exactly what she is doing and exactly why she is the right person for this job, because she is. She is. That's the truth. I know I am the right person for the job. I just need to get in the door. That is it. Now, I think this master character prompt is perfect. And honestly, every live I do, our master character prompt always look different, but it still has the perfect it still have all those necessary things it needs to give you that will help you work on your project, right? When you get my prompt guide, you probably see one different from this. Not different, actually the same thing. Because every scenario, every CV, whatever it is that we're doing, it still essentially comes to you want to get a job, you want to pass through the ATS level. So it will still prepare the same prompts for you in just a different format or style, right? So I'm going to copy this now. Oh, I'll just copy it here. And let's go back to our prompts. You see how long it took us to develop this, and maybe because I also talk too much. We'll go back here now, right? My big girl job. Some people like to download the master character prompt as a file and upload it here, but I just put it here. I just put it here, guys. You can do it, whichever one you want to do, you can do it here. If you are someone that's into AI, I don't think you've seen any prompt that is as long as this. But I'm going to put this here now, and voila, we are good to go. Okay, we forgot something. We need to we need to upload our CV. Let's upload our CV. And if you are like me, if I use this, I upload everything about Ijoma. I upload my CV, I upload awards I've won, because I come from a media space. I upload my awards even in school, my certificates. I upload stories and research works I have done. I upload every single thing about me because I need the best of the best response, and nobody is going to have exactly what I have because they never lived my life. They didn't do what I did. They did not get the awards I have. They don't have the experience that I have, right? So it's never going to be the same thing because we are all different professionals who have different work experiences. So it's very important that you upload everything that you know. If you used to be a researcher, if you did some work while you were a student, put it here, okay? Put everything you know will make this project think and act the way you want it to act. So let's just go and upload that CV. I'm not sure if I this is it. This should be it, right? I'm not sure if that's the one I downloaded recently, but I think that's the one. You know what? I'm just gonna download it again to be sure. It has to be the right one, guys. It has to be the right one. Let me go back to the chat. Let me go back to these chats. Um, where is it? Where is the CV? Where is the CV? Where is the CV? Pop, 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 pop. Here you go. Amara Johnson CV. I'll put it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's already there. It's already there. It's already there. Okay, so let's go back here. Yeah. Okay, that's the one now. Yeah, that's the one. I saw of it. So, Johnson demo to be. Yeah, that's the one. The right one. Okay. Yes, like I said, you put everything. Now we're going to go and look for a job now quickly. What was part of the roles that one of the roles that it says Amara should apply for is the is it grants manager, guys? Pardon me. Let me sound like say pardon me. Let me go back and just copy one of those roles that it says I should focus on. My key core strength, budget management. Best fits, okay, grant manager, okay, program manager, right? Or grants manager, okay, so I'll pick any of that. And we'll come here. Let's search for it here. I use this job site a lot, especially if you work in the NGO space. I'm going to put this one. Yeah, this is the job I'm looking for. Yeah, so now we're seeing the jobs in this category, program manager. So even if it mentions like some top organizations that you should be targeting, doesn't mean that you should only focus on those organizations. There are other bigger organizations, trust me, that we're not aware of, that do what we are doing. That do what other big ones do. Okay, so let's see. Volunteer program manager. No, program manager waste to look for the one that has like a big salary. Amara deserves a job that have a good pay. Senior Advice Program Manager. Yes, I think she can go for this role. So I'm going to show you guys two things. I'm going to share the job link of a job that she qualifies for, that you know you should be searching for, and I'm going to share the job link of one that you know that I should not be searching for. Right? So that you can see how powerful our prompt is and how it responds to you. I'm going to pick this one. Let's pick this one. Okay, I'll pick this one. So you can do it in two ways. The first one you can do is to copy this copy it from here, right? Or you go to the recruiter website itself, copy the link and paste. If Claude cannot be able to access the link because some websites have like blockers, right? If you cannot access the link, it will tell you to just like download the job description, or you copy the job description and paste it for it. But now let us paste this from the recruiter website and see how it's going to be. Let's paste it here. I'm back to project. Now I'm just opening this folder and I'm not going to say anything. I'll just copy the link and I'll paste it here. I won't do anything else again. That's it. You see, before you will paste it and write, draft a cover letter for me using my attached CV. I didn't do that. I'm not going to do that. It's so stressful. And any single job link I get, I don't need to do it. Now it says the link is returning as a server error in there and it's not loading for me. Could you paste the job description for me directly? See what I said earlier, right? So we're just going to paste the job description for it, or we download it. But let me just I'll just copy it instead of downloading, so I don't have like too many downloads for me. There's also something that I feel like our prompt missed, right? Which is what you're going to get in my prompt guide. It missed the salary rates for the jobs that you're applying for. You should put that into consideration. With the level of experience that Amara have, 8 years of experience in that sector, she needs a very good paying job, right? So that salary rate should also be included in our prompt. But again, this is just a live demo for you to see what it is you're working on. For if you get my guide, you're definitely going to be able to access some of these prompts. I have 35 prompts written in that guide that will help you do so many things. Okay, let's just do this first of all. So I'll paste it here and it will go. All right, it's still loading. So like I was saying, that when you get that my prompt, you will see how you can build your personalized AI job search assistant. That setup that changes everything. Like the demo we just did, you can see how you can find the right jobs. You're going to ask AI to search smarter and assess a role before you invest your time applying. How to tailor your CV for every role. How you can write cover letters that get read. Right? You open with a story, not a summary, and how you can answer application questions, building your personal website with AI, because there are so many jobs that will require you to share your personal website or a portfolio. In my prompt, you will find how you can be able to build your own personal website. It will do all the coding for you and just tell you to go to this particular place and develop it, right? You don't have to brainstorm about the design or anything, because with the way you have now put so much information from your project folder, it will design what you need from your job link, everything that you want, your files, your research work, guys, like anything that you've done is going to develop a personal website for you based on everything, and you don't have to start all over again to be asking specific questions, right? Then it will also help you develop a tracker right? A job tracker. You know how, because you've applied for countless jobs, you've even forgotten about some of the roles you've applied for because there was no feedback, so you've forgotten about it. Now if you want to tell your story or the companies you've applied for, you cannot even go back to it. Or you got a letter or you got an email from a company, a job you've applied for, you don't even know which particular job exactly it is. You start going back to look for the CV or the cover letter that you used for it so that you can remember what you wrote in it, right? And be preparing for yourself for the interview. But all of those things is what you are going to stop doing when you get my prompt, guys. All of that will be history. Somebody put a one for me in the comments. Please, guys, give me some likes. Yeah, right? So, all of that, you're going to stop it. You're going to save your time, save yourself time, stress. It will come to a point where even if you ask you a particular question, you will tell it, but it already knows that you did this stuff. You don't have to write it. You just say, but I've already mentioned that to you before. It will pick it up from there. Guys, like, if you don't get this and you know you're looking for a job, I can bet you that you will keep doing the same thing over and over again, and there will be no change. No matter how you pray, you will still not get the feedback from any employer because your CV is not even getting to the depth of a human being. Someone that will even say, okay, let me see what this person has to offer, right? Because you're doing everything wrong. Okay, we're nearly done now. We're in the rounding up phase now because the major thing that delays us is developing that master character prompt. And I wanted to take you guys step by step, right? So now it's just a demo of what you're going to see once you've gotten that master character prompt, right? And then I'll show you how you can access it, and then I'll tell you about how you can also access my product. So look at what it says. I need to read the full. Okay, let's see. I need to read the full job description from the Google Doc link before I can give you a final verdict. Okay, the Google Doc requires a login to. Okay. Yeah, because I copied that link here. That's why it's asking for this. I know that's why. You see, it's looking for this, right? But it still went ahead to do it because like everything is already inside here. So that's why it's asking for I need this link. So that is not a problem. So verdict, good fit with gaps. Here's the honest breakdown. Your program management experience is real and senior. Team leadership, 12 people, budget management, stakeholder engagement, blah 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 blah. Where the gaps are, right? The first gap is sector. This is a health and social care charity, specifically cancer support. Your background in international development and gender equality programs in West Africa. That's a meaningful difference in context. It's not a deal breaker. Program management skills transfer, but they will notice it and you will need to bridge it explicitly, right? The second gap is more significant, safeguarding. The role list, blah 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 blah. The third gap is, well, you oh my god, I don't know how to. You can see how it is breaking it down. Now, some of the jobs you have been applying for, right? You were probably a good fit, but you had some gaps. Okay, and you will see that before I read the bottom of it, it will tell you whether you should apply for it or you should not even bother yourself because it understands how the sector works. Most of the job you're probably applying, where maybe the verdict was you probably did not even have to apply for those jobs. Or even if you have applied for those jobs, you did not tailor your experience to suit the job requirements. Because, like you can see here, and we all know that every skill learned in a particular sector is transferable. You just need to put it in a way that they will know that you know what you are saying. Come on, guys. If you start a new job, no matter how long you have been in the sector, you still need time to understand your new space. You need time to understand the stakeholders. You need time to understand where exactly you fit in first. It doesn't question your capacity or your skills. You're still that person, but you need to understand everything about the sector before you can be able to give your best in that job. Now that is why we're not tailoring our CV to meet some of these gaps, to cover up some of these gaps, so that the interviewer will call us and now question us how we can transfer those skills. Right? So you've been applying for jobs for so long and you know that probably you had so many gaps in your resume or your CV that made you to be disqualified by the system, the software, before it ever gets to a reviewer. Right? So let's see. Before I write, and so is it worth applying? The verdict is yes. If you're genuinely open to Bradford and the salary, because you see, it mentioned the salaries. I even mentioned it earlier. I said that we didn't even consider salaries in our prompt, but it has already picked that up for us. That the fourth thing to note is practical. This is a part-time role, 21 hours. So I didn't even look at that, but you can see that's brought that out to my attention. So is this actually viable for you geographically and financially? And then yeah. Now, before I write anything for you, here are my questions. Safeguarding. Have you had any safeguarding training responsibilities or exposure in your program work, even informally? For example, did your gender equality, or you see how he's trying to pick your brain so that at least you will not say, I didn't even understand the question. Say, did your gender equality or community programs involve working with vulnerable women or children, right? UK context, you're described as London based on your CV. Are you genuinely open to? So now, what I'm going to do, which I don't always do on the live, right? I want to try to answer the questions as short as I can so that we can see what is going to happen next. Okay. And if you're with me, just be a little bit patient because like I said, I always try to be as practical as possible. I've always been a teacher and I want people to understand what I'm giving. I don't want you to think that the final outcome I'm just lying about it. I want you to see that whatever it is I'm giving you tonight, it is worth the value, right? So much has gone into it. Now, have you ever had any safeguarding training? You can say, during my time at I trained female artisanal, and I'm just thinking randomly, okay? Artisanal miners. Oh no, I've done that. I can just give my own example. I worked with waste pickers in Ghana and sensitized them on safeguarding. For example, using PPEs. This is just random. Over 3,000 women waste pickers benefited from these workshops. I'll just put workshops. I also involved the Ghana Health and Safety Department on ensuring that laws. Thank you so much for AKSing for that. Like, thank you guys. Come on, keep the likes coming. Department to ensure that laws surrounding safety of female waste pickers are. See guys, ignore my English, please ignore the English here. We just want to get to the bottom of answering these questions. Then this is one, right? I just put one here. Then two, I'll be numbering it. Two, you describe as London based on your CV. Are you genuinely open to Bradford based role for travel? So this will come up and you need a convincing answer. Yes, I am. No need for more context. Number three questions. Salary. The salary is this. Is this viable for you? I ask because it is a financial stretch. It's worth knowing before we invest effort. And if it's fine, we can address it proactively. Three is what? Yes. Four, health or well-being sector. Have you done any work paid or voluntary that intersects with health, well-being or social care, even adjacent experience, community, blah, 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 blah. You can just mention something like, I'm just giving an example, right? I'm just giving an example. I looked after my grandfather who suffered from, I put grandmom, okay, because this is women's matter. My grandmom for 4 years who suffered from mental issues. God, honestly, this is just break. You can give example for them, okay? I'm just giving an example so that we can see the outcome. Welfare advice. Do you have familiarity with welfare rights, benefit system, or advice services in any context, UK or otherwise? I'm going to put no, I don't yet, and see what it's going to generate for us. It might look for a way to cover up this gap, but it's asking us every question so that we can give it more details. If If you're doing this, guys, right? If you're doing this, be as honest and as detailed as possible. It speaks your brain. You can see how I'm trying to remember if I've done anything in that space because of how busy our work is. We do so much that it moves so fast that we don't even realize that we've done it, right? And now this job you're applying for requires some of those little things that we did that we didn't even take as a big thing. It needs you to put it in here because they want to know if you've actually experienced any of this before you even call it, before you work with them. So be as detailed as possible. Explain what, give them, give it, feed it with the data that it needs to develop the best document, the best cover letter, the best supporting statement document for you. Right? It's very, very important. So if you get my prompt at the end of tonight, you need to make sure you follow these steps critically. Critically, you need to fit because on a normal day, when you're writing your cover letter, you see these things that we're doing here, you probably didn't think about them. I'm sure you don't because honestly, I've done cover letter, I've written it countlessly. And even clients I've worked with, they've shown me sample of their cover letters before. It looks like what I used to write before. But the questions that is asking you now are questions that are very important in giving you the strongest CV. Now, if you answer this question, like this example, this number one example, the question he asks, it's like I think it's one of the major places that your strength might lie. You give it examples with numbers, with impact where possible. Because if somebody calls you to do all those jobs, it's you that actually did it. You're not faking it. You're not faking it. Or if you worked in an organization that had like multiple departments and you worked like with some other people in other department, right? You know the nature of the work they do. You have had experience working in a little capacity in that department. You can put that in because you know what it takes to do that particular job. And some people don't understand this around about CV writing, that even if you say that you have worked in that department but you didn't really work there, it doesn't mean that you cannot do the job that is there. You already know what they do in that particular department, but it was not just your department. And now you're applying for a job that will make you do more of that kind of roles or activities. You need to put that you have experience in that sector. That's a trick some people don't know. They feel like they have to be as honest as possible because they don't want to give. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that if you don't. There's this comedy I saw. Somebody said that they are good French speakers, that they speak in French, they are fluent in it, and then they got a job that required them to converse with French speaking stakeholders. Oh my god, I laughed. It was so crazy. No, that's not what I'm saying here. Please don't say you can speak French fluently when you can't. That is not the one I'm giving an example. It's other ones, okay? You understand what I'm talking about. So welfare advice. Do you have any familiarity? I think I've answered number 6. That's 5. Budget management specific. Your CV says $1 million plus. What was the actual figure at WEA? Okay, I'll just put the actual figure as thank you for the gift. I'll put the actual figure as let me say 300 million, right? Team leadership role. Your team management expertise all in West Africa. Have you managed anyone in the UK sector or work with any UK based colleagues or stakeholders? Now in this number 7, I will say yes, UK based, but that is not the kind of answer you should be giving it. You need to give it context. Every response you give here, and that's how I work, right? Every response I give it example. Every answer I give it an example of how I was able to implement or like this particular team leadership in the UK context. I will give it, if I work with UK based colleagues or capacity or stakeholders in the capacity, I will mention how that work was, what was my role, what did we achieve together. You don't just say yes, I have UK based. No, don't give this kind of answer. This is too shallow. It's not giving a context. Be as detailed as possible as you can be, right? Now number 8, what draws you to this role specifically? Now, right, say this matter for your cover letter. Is it the course, the seniority level, the sector transition, the location? I need something real to work with, not a generic answer. We're going to put I am a strong advocate for women, and I want this is just for the class, right? For this live, I want them to be economically empowered I don't even know if it correlates. So now let's send this and see. Like I said, I haven't done this before in my life. I just want us to see how we can be able to get to the end of this. Now, let's see. Thank you for this. Really useful. A few things I need to flag honestly before we go further. You can see, right? It's not the one that if you come to this chat now, you say draft a cover letter for me based on this job description, to just give you something and you will take it. You can see how it is still questioning you. You can see how it is still questioning you. Um, a few things I need to flag. One, on the safeguarding answer, what you've described is occupational health and safety, PPE, workplace safety laws, protecting women in hazardous. So you see, I deliberately gave that answer because I want to see if it will go ahead with just picking it in, right? But it is not the same as safeguarding in the UK charity social care sense. UK safeguarding refers specifically to protecting vulnerable adults and children from abuse, neglect, exploitation, and harm. It has its own legal framework, right? I can frame your experience as awareness of risk and duty of care, but I won't pretend it's direct safeguarding experience because a hiring manager in this sector will know the difference immediately. We need to be honest about this gap and show willingness to develop. You see what it's saying? You on the budget figure, did you mean 300 million or 300 million? 300 300. Oh my god, you see, oh my god. And your grandmother, that's a meaningful personal experience and it speaks to your empathy and understanding of what people facing health challenges go through. I can weave that in carefully in the cover letter, not as a professional credential but as something that grounds your motivation for this sector shift. It's humanizing and real. On your motivation, I am strong for women. I hear you, and that drive is evident. Okay, but this role is not specifically about women's economic empowerment. It's about supporting people affected by cancer, men, women, and all ages. Ah, I want to get this right for you. So I need you to sit down with that last question for a moment. Once you answer, I'll move straight into the CV and cover letter. Okay, let's say I don't want to write anything. I'll just tell it use what I have given you. Proceed with what I have given you. With what I have given you, right? Let's see if it's going to proceed. Let's see what we're going to proceed. So it's going to proceed with it. So now, this is where we're going to know that our prompt is wrong somewhere because the last live that we had, it did not go ahead, and that's why you need to get my prompt. The last demo we did, it refused to go ahead because it knows that if it goes with what I have given it, it will not give me that job. It knows that I will not get that job. So it wanted me to give it real practical examples. It needs you to be as practical and as demonstrable as you can be. So that's why you need to get that prompt because you don't want your ChatGPT to just agree with whatever it is that you're giving it. You need it to give you the best of the best so that once your application scales through ACS, they will call you for an interview. And that's what you want. That's why you're still on this live with me after 1 hour, 30 minutes, nearly 2 hours. Get that prompt I'm going to show you. Since I'm talking about it, let me just get it now and show you guys what that prompt look like. Now, this is the prompt here, right? This is it here. Get hired with AI, a complete prompt guide, right? And it is £30. But because you have been on this live with me, I see who you have stayed with me from the very moment I started till now. The numbers never dropped, and I say it so happily. It never dropped because you are finding value in what I'm giving you. If you get this prompt, this guide, it will teach you different approach entirely about how you use AI, right? It will start from the beginning of, like you say, a complete chapter 0 for anyone who is not sure what roles to target or why the applications are being rejected before a human ever reads it. You share your full work history, AI analyzes your strengths and transferable skills, identify what is blocking you at ATS stage, and builds you a new UK ready CV from scratch. Then, 7 chapters of step-by-step prompts covering everything from finding the right jobs and tailoring your CV to writing cover letters that open with real story, answering application questions using the STAR method, building a personalized website, and tracking your applications without losing your mind. Every prompt guide in this guide has been tested in real job search. Now, I'm saying it here, I'm reading it here, And I've showed you how we achieved it. I've showed you that everything that you're seeing is what I have worked with my clients that have helped them gotten their jobs, right? That has helped them to get to an interview stage. Some of them did not get their job, and it's normal. Like I said, some people are not that good with interviews. They need to do it over and over again to get so used to it. Some people just want to just get that interview. Once they get the interview, they know they've gotten their jobs. But the fact that you're not even getting any feedback from the jobs that you've applied for, your CV is not getting to the desk of a human being. That is why you are not even being called. Now, if you stayed with me from the beginning to the end of this life, it means that you're finding value in what I'm giving. Now, this is what I do, and I only do it when I am on this live, right? I only do it when I am on live. If you are, I'm going to slash the price. I'm going to slash this price I'm going to slash it by 50%. Instead of £30, you're going to get it for £15. And on that, in that document, you're going to find my email address where you can reach out to me if you have any concerns. You can always DM me on TikTok. I'm always live. I'm always very active on TikTok. You can send me an email, and you're going to get prompt feedback from me on how you can use it, right? Another thing that you get from me is how you can even, you've gotten the demo already. My The way I teach is the way I write. You followed me step by step, and I didn't say any question here, and I will take it that you understood what I mentioned, right? That's because, so the way I teach is the way I write. If you get my guide, nobody has ever come to ask me for clarification. And I have people who have gotten the material on my life here. They've never reached out to me for clarification because it is very simple. I don't use complex terms. Even when I speak, I don't use complex languages or complex terms. I speak with everyday language that somebody will understand me. It's the same way you will find it in my guide. It is step by step. Again, I tell you, when you're answering some of the questions that Claude is going to give you, you need to be as honest as possible. You can use this on Claude, you can use it on ChatGPT, you can use it on Gemini. You can use that prompt there. I've not tested with Gemini, but I know on Claude you can create your own project. I haven't tested it with Gemini, and I will do it so that in case Gemini is your easy go to AI tool, you can also do it there. Now, again, I always do this on the live. I'm going to split the price right here for you to see it, and I'll leave it open for 10 minutes because now we are rounding up. What we just need to do is show you, we pick another job that she's not qualified for, and we'll see what it's going to tell us so that you can test both of it, right? Now, right here on the live, I always split the price so that you will be able to access it, okay? So this is it now, and I'm going to share the link with you. So this is the price now. It has changed, okay? It was previously for £30, and now it's £15. Let me see something I did wrong. So, okay, so this is it now. Exactly. So I'll copy this link here and I'll paste it in the comments. It's going to ask you for your email address, and obviously it's normal thing that you do on any shopping website. It's asking for that information so that in case of any challenge and you say, I got this, I can have a proof that you actually purchased it. I can see your email address. It doesn't ask for any other thing that is sensitive. Now, if you're able to access this link, let me know. Okay, if you're not access this link also, let me know, and I'll just personally DM it to you. Right, this is only open for 10 minutes. Right, once you get it, let me know. And even if you don't want to let me know, just send me a DM. All right. So I'm going to set the timer now for only 10 minutes while we wrap up the class. All right. So let's go back to this. Let's go back to what we were doing now. So this is the cover letter it generated for us. Remember, it's appearing this way because this is how our CV was uploaded, right? I hope you remember. Your CV is not meant to look like this with all of these gaps. It's not necessary. If the employer or the recruiter states that they don't want your name on the CV, you will have to edit out your name and just leave out your phone number and your email address, because some job applications ask for that anonymity. Because again, like I said, that data privacy is a big issue here in the UK, and many organizations, they are avoiding that. All right. So it gave you us the cover letter, and let me see what else it produced. The cover letter as well. Let's see how it was able to. Just a second. This is the CV. Still loading. Yeah. Now the CV will not look like the one you uploaded. It has rephrased some of these terms here to suit the job description for this role, right? And this is the cover letter. Let me see what it says like. Let me see. 9 years managing blah blah blah, blah and team of 12 blah, blah, blah. It's still very basic also because of what I gave it, right? You can see I only did it because we needed something that will come out at the end of the day, right? So when you're answering, be very faithful to it, give it the best information so that you will get the best prompt. If you get my prompt guide, everything is so detailed that if you don't give it the right information, it will tell you that it cannot proceed. Okay, now let's look for a job that we know we are not supposed to apply for. We know we're not supposed to apply for. Let's look for a job that we know we're not supposed to apply for. Let me think of one job that is most likely what Amara was applying for. Where's that website? Charity Jobs is here. Let's see. Let me see. I'll just do a random search. New partnerships manager. New partnerships manager, West Midland and North Midland. Okay, it's most likely not going to let us pick this. It will tell us not to pick this one. Let's try it and see. Let's try it and see. Let me copy it from this website and see. Just copy it here. What did I do? What did I do? Why is it so small now? Okay, I'll come here, right? And I'll paste it here. I'll paste the job here and see what it's going to do now. Let's see. While it's still loading again, this is it. Once you get this book, this is only selling at this is only going for this price for the live. Okay, the moment I end the live, it goes back up to the actual price. Now I can tell you confidently that if you use this prompt guide, you will definitely get emails, right? Emails of they've reviewed your CV and they're going to get back to you, just like to acknowledge that they've received your CV. You get emails like you progress to the next stage, and even if you get emails like you did not progress to the next stage, that's still a response, because you have been able to scale through that passage and a human being has looked at it, right? The fact that you're not getting, you apply for 45 jobs and you only got a response for 2 jobs, it means that the 42 other jobs never crossed over to a human being's decks. That is so annoying. It make you question your self-worth, question your ability, question everything about your life. Like, you know how good you were. You were doing so well in your career, and then you're here and you're suffering to get even a low level job. You're not even getting called for a low level job because of your strategy, because it's a translation problem. It is not a problem of your experience. It is not a problem of your capacity or your capabilities. It is not a problem of your skill. It's just a strategy problem. It's just the language, the format, and the style of your CV. Everything will change once you're able to implement and use the prompt in my prompt guide. Okay? Now let's see. Again, this is here. If you cannot use the link, you let me know. Okay? If you're not able to access it on this link, let me know. Or you can always send me a DM, okay? You can always send me a DM. All right? Let me see. Let's go back to our chat. Let's see. So you see, it says not a fit. Not a fit. I'll be direct with you, Amara, because that's what you asked for. New partnership manager at Crisis UK based in It's not a fit, it's corporate fundraising and business development role, not a program management role. Yeah. So I'm just I'm testing both of them so that you can see that he already told you the kind of jobs you should apply for, and it saves you a lot of stress. Now, Amara will most likely apply for this job because the title of the job says it says something about, where is it? It says oh, what am I doing? Sorry, guys. Yeah, the job says new partnerships manager. So because Amara had experience in partnerships and grants or fundraising, she'll probably feel like this role is okay for her, right? And she will apply for it. And she will just stress herself to do a cover letter to answer all the questions as, and then I don't think she doesn't get any feedback at all because it was not her fit. It's not just where her strongest point is. Okay. So if you've just gotten this, drop a comment for me here, or you just come into my DM and let me know that you've purchased it. I also see the notification. But again, if you have any question on what we've done tonight, you want to get any clarity, you can just put it in the comments. Thank you for those who joined, who stayed with me from the beginning, because I see that the numbers, it never dropped. I didn't see it fluctuating, going and coming, going. It stayed the way it was. It even increased. It means that you found value in what I gave you tonight. So thank you for even still in this end. And if you've been job hunting, you've been searching for jobs, I hope and I pray that you get your job soon, okay? I know how frustrating that can be because trust me, I have been there. I know how frustrating that can be. Just if you get this, I can confidently tell you that you're going to get that job. But again, if you feel like you want to keep trying, I definitely wish you all the best, okay? Again, I'm only leaving this open for the next 5 minutes, and then the price will go up the way it was meant to be from the beginning. So this is what we did. For those of you who joined late, my name is Ijoma, and I have been able to develop an AI powered system to help immigrant professionals and job hunters land their dream jobs in the UK. And what I was able to, and these two I've been able to develop, is what I have helped many clients land their jobs in the UK. It is tested and it is trusted, okay? And it came from a place of experience. And then I sampled it among my small circle. And then I took it outside again. And every single time I tried it, it worked. It worked, right? And what did we do? We are able to create a folder here in a project using Claude, and you can also do this on ChatGPT. I haven't tested it on Gemini, but if I do that, I'll definitely say that in my next live. We create a folder here, my big girl job folder, and we're able to generate an instruction for it, right? An instruction for it. We copied the instruction and we pasted it here. All of this is not even meant to be there. I'm just seeing it now. But again, this was a demo class. You won't see that in my prompt, right? And once we did that, we're able to drop it. You know, when you go, you take a link from a job site and you just paste it there and tell ChatGPT, please draft a cover letter for me to meet the job description. I've uploaded my CV for you, and it will just give you a generic, and I always say a forgettable response, because it never gets past the applicant tracking system software. It never gets to the desk of a human being. It never gets to the point where somebody will even assess your CV to know that you are worth the fit. Meanwhile, you qualify, you even overqualify for the role, but because of your language of your CV, because of the format of your CV, and because of the title in your CV, the keyword in it, you don't ever get any response at all from hiring managers in the UK. Now, this prompt, once you're able to get this prompt guide will teach you, or will guide you in assessing and rebuilding your CV so that it gets past that applicant tracking system. It also helps you prepare for an interview based on everything that you know and your worth. It helps you to find the right jobs, to write your cover letters the way that it will be read. And is stop scrolling cover letter is how I say it. They will read it till the very end. They will not just stop at the first seconds, right? It answers application questions. Even if you get to the stage of interview, it will help you prepare for an interview. It will help you build your personal website with AI. So when you're applying for some job roles and it asks you if you have a portfolio, this guide is going to help you build it, because it now knows you, it sounds like you, it is naturally you. I call it your AI clone, right? It's your voice, it's your experience, it's your impact, everything about you is what this tool it's going to become, right? So that when you drop a job link, you don't have to explain yourself all over again. You don't have to start giving experiences and stories all over again, because that alone can be so frustrating. So when you are able to build a personalized AI job search assistant, and you will find that set up in my guide, you will be able to develop your personal website, which is like your online portfolio, right? And you can be able to track all the applications that you've done. If you get an interview, it can take you back to everything that you wrote for that job application and prepare you for the interview. All right. So once again, thank you so much for joining my live. Again, the prices go up right after this live. If you have any questions about job hunting in the UK, anything that has to do with job applications and CV writing, you can always reach out to me. Okay. I also offer personal coaching sessions, which you will find on this same link I shared with you. You'll find it there. No, that's not the link. Which link did I share? Yeah. This link, where is it? Where is it? Yep. I think I should put the wrong link there. Okay, yeah. Here, right? It will give you everything that you need. Okay? Thank you so much, guys, for joining my live tonight, and do have a very beautiful rest.